Most people who use AI for Facebook ads end up with boring, generic copy that never converts. And I know that because I used to do the same thing until I figured out a way to get AI to help us come up with an ad that did over $1 million in sales. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how we did it and how you can take the exact same process and integrate it into your ad strategy. So let's start with the misconception that a lot of people have about using AI when it comes to ad creative. And that is that there is some infinite ads machine button that you can press and it's going to deliver you hundreds of winning ad creatives to you on Slack every single week. That might be the case in the future. It is not today. And I actually think that this tweet from Balaji, even though it's not about ad creative, explains it pretty well. On one side, you have the creative strategists who are very anti-AI and they don't use it to help their processes. On the other side, you have everyone who overuses it and over-relies on it and just expects you to be able to one-shot a perfect ad creative and then they end up generating AI slop. And then when it doesn't perform, they blame the fact that AI is not good enough. It's actually really not that difficult to train AI to help you come up with top performing ads. It's just that most people don't put in anywhere near the amount of effort that it takes to be able to train them to get to that point. And that's what I'm going to go through with you today. And that's how we've been able to create multiple ads that have scaled past 7 figures through not exclusively AI, but the help of AI. And I really think this is the 80-20 of using AI in your creative strategy today. For example, we have Claude projects for every single task in the creative strategy, research and ideation phase. We have ad headline generators, we have script writers, we have script rewriters, we have script reviewers, we have iteration suggestions, not just trained on brand context and what works for your brand, but also domain context, how to go and create high performance static headlines. So here's the thing that most people don't understand when they just go into a normal ChatGPT or Claude chat. LLMs are not good creative strategists. They are trained on millions of articles and blog posts from anyone and everyone, of which 99.9% are awful. And that's literally all they know. They are great reasoning models. They are not great creative strategists. We need to train them to be so, which is why we use this strategy. Here's a deeper look into one of them. This is our script rewriter. All we do when we want to get a piece of organic or content or someone else's ad that we've seen in an ad library rewrote, so we just plug it into here. It already has the top 10 UGC scripts in the last year, the content about the brand, and a document on everything that we know about script writing. We just plug it in and say, hey, rewrite this for our brand, and it already knows what works for us. And it goes and does that, saves me so much time having to rewrite that manually or give all that context in a normal ChatGPT or Claude chat. And this, I believe, is the best way to use AI in your ad creative today. So let's have a look at an example of one of these Claude projects in more detail. As you can see here, we have the 3 different pieces of project knowledge: the brand context about my brand, the domain context about how to write static headlines, and the top performing examples. Let's go and create each one individually. And these are the only 3 pieces of context we give into this chat. By the way, I've seen some people include, books and YouTube video transcripts and all these types of things and have 20, 30 documents. You don't want to give the LLM too much information. I like to tell our team, give the Claude project everything that it needs and nothing that it doesn't. The more niche and relevant you can make the context to your brand and the task at hand, the better the outputs are going to be, rather than just saying, here's a whole book. Claude's not even going to know where to look in that book. And there is so much rubbish that's not relevant to static headlines in even a copywriting book that it doesn't need to know. You're just going to confuse it, even if it fits within inside the project capacity. So we're going to start off with the brand context. And this is just a normal prompt, a simple prompt that I have for generating brand context with deep research. I will put it in the description if anyone wants to use it. Basically, we just segment it into 11 different categories: products and key features, ICPs, customer desires. Nothing revolutionary here, but this does give me everything that I need, and I just take this brand context and put it straight into my Claude project. Sometimes I dig deeper below and do stuff like awareness matrices and dig deeper into the personas. But honestly, I usually just take the deep research prompt and I put it straight into my Claude project. Next part is a domain context, and this is the most important, or these are some of the most important documents you're going to be creating. We'll go through why in a moment, but just bear with me. This is going to be, if done well, what helps your Claude project or custom GPT come up with winning ideas, winning messaging for your brand. So you could go and generate, you could go and write a document yourself, or you could give it one of your SOPs and say, write a document about how to write great static headlines. You could do that. It would take a lot of time, but it would work. What I prefer to do is actually use AI to create it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find content online about the specific thing that I am creating for. So if it's static headlines, I'm going to take a video that my buddy Spencer did the other day about statics. I'm going to take my video that I've got here. And then I've got a video from, sorry, if you can see the links already, it's because I did just record this video and I forgot to share my screen. So that's why. I've got a video from Harry Dry, who's a great copywriter, and a video from Hormozy. And now what I'm going to do, this is in Poppy, by the way, which we spoke about on the channel before. You can easily do this inside of a Claude or a ChatGPT and just pull the transcripts. I prefer to do my context building inside of Poppy, but you honestly get to the same result. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect these 4 different videos, and I am going to hook up my LLM. I'm going to choose Claude for Sonnet, and I'm going to say something like this. I've just given you 2 YouTube videos about static ads and 2 YouTube videos about copywriting. I want you to produce me the best context document, the most comprehensive context document on how to write static headlines that convert and how to do copywriting for creative strategists. The context for this is it's going to be plugged into a Claude project that is going to help me generate winning headlines for my brand. So I need the best context document on static headlines and static ads that you can generate from these 4 YouTube videos. By the way, the tool that I'm using for voice dictation is called Whisperflow. If you don't use it, I don't know what you're doing. Or any voice dictation tool, but I just prefer Whisperflow. It's so good. I can't imagine prompting without something like a Whisperflow. So as you can see, you can get the first pass of this document, which is basically everything that we believe about static ads, done just by pulling in content from the stuff that's already out there. And this can be YouTube videos, it can be it can be TikToks, it can be LinkedIn posts, it can be tweets, it can be whatever you want. Just anything that you believe to be true about whatever the task is. Pull it into here, and it will give you a first pass. And then you can say inside of here, make it less about this and more about this. Or, here is my SOP internally. I want you to merge these 2 documents together. Or whatever it is, just keep on working with AI and get AI to build this document out for you. But as you can see, it's still going. I'm going to take this, put this down onto my blank document, and I'm going to plug this straight into my Claude project. And if you want to go and do this for all the other parts of the process, you can go and make one on script writing. You can go and make one on iterations. You can go and make one on, advertising to different audiences. The more nuanced you can make this context, the better. If you don't have the time to go and make, 10 of these, then just make a couple of them. Make one for script writing and make one for headlines. But the more specific we can make our context in our Claude project, again, going back to the idea of everything that it needs and nothing that it doesn't, the better the outputs are going to be. So Poppy has given me my first pass, and if I paste that into here, we've already got a 7-page document on exactly how to write static ads that I can plug straight into my Claude project, as you can see I have done here. I'm going to plug in my top performing headlines or my top performing examples of whatever the task is. And that's all I need. I don't need to put anything else in there. I've got the brand context, I've got the domain context, and I've got the top performing examples. Then all we have to do is create a system prompt. A system prompt basically tells the LLM how to process all of the information and what task it has to do, like the master prompt, as it were. And again, you can make this with AI. You can write it yourself, but you can also, I think it's easy to write it with AI. And I can just say, I have a Claude project that has context of my brand, my top performing headlines, and a document with everything that I know about static headlines. I want you to write the best system prompt that is designed to help my Claude project process these 3 documents and write the best performing headlines for me as a brand. The 2 tasks it will have is to either write the headlines out from new or go through my customer reviews or any data that I give it and pick out the best static headlines based on the information in the static headlines context document. And I can do that. And it's going to give me a prompt. And again, first pass, generated with AI. I don't need to go and write it out myself. You can do, but I find it better to just use it and then amend it with AI yourself. And again, this is pretty similar to the one that I've actually got, which was, again, wrote with AI. If anyone wants to pause and copy it, I'll just scroll over it quickly. And yeah, just customize it to however you want it. And here we go. We have our full prompt that would have taken me 45 minutes to write, done instantly. And I can just say, hey, change this or amend this. But I'm pretty happy with this, honestly. So now we have our headline generator. Obviously, I'm not going to generate headlines inside of here because it would be based on the top performers, which is sensitive client info. But what I want you to do is go and build a couple of these. As you can see, I've built one of these in like 10 minutes. You can go and build these for each part of the process and create your script writers, your script reviewers, your headline generators, your script rewriters, all these things. And I promise you, if you do this to the level that you should be doing them, the outputs will be way, way better than anything you can generate through a normal GPT chat or a normal Claude chat, even with the latest models, because LLMs are just not good creative strategists, or they're not good copywriters without being context engineered with the right information. And this is what we've done at AdCrate to help us generate ads that have gone on to do millions and millions of dollars in sales. And the cool thing is, if it gives you outputs that you're not happy with, then you can just go back to Poppy or Claude or wherever you're building the context document and say, hey, it's given me this example, or it's given me these outputs, and these outputs are not good enough because of ABC. I want you to improve the context document so it doesn't give me an output like this again. And literally, you can keep doing that and keep iterating and improving on this context until it gives you outputs that you are happy with again and again and again. And once you've trained these and iterated on these to the point where they are good enough, it makes life so much easier to just put your review through here or just start chatting to it. And sometimes I say, here's an ICP, come up with headlines for this ICP, or come up with headlines for problem aware or unaware audiences, or come up with headlines around this angle, or this is working the ad account, give me 20 headlines like this. There are so many use cases for this, and it's so much easier than just using a blank Claude or GPT chat. So I would encourage you to go and create some of these context documents and Claude projects and see how it impacts the outputs of your LLM chats. Because everyone wants to focus on the sexy gum loop flows or the N8N workflows or these platforms that promise you that you just click a button and you get the output. From the perspective of someone who runs an agency that puts out thousands of ads a month, today, this is the best use case for AI and creating AI assisted ads. And the more that AI has an impact on our creative process, the more important these context documents become, because they're going to be the difference between what my AI agent comes up with and what your AI agent comes up with, and what, someone who's just started doing creative strategy today, their AI agent comes up with. So this for me is a very defensible use of your time. It's something that all of the smartest agency and brand owners that I know are doing internally themselves. I think it's something that you can build once and benefit from again and again and again. I certainly know that we have at AdCrate. So if you've enjoyed this video, like and subscribe. I will be getting back to more regular uploads because I know a lot of you have been telling me that I've been slacking recently. So I'm sorry about that. We're getting back to normal. So I'm looking forward to it. And I'll see you on the next one.